Yeah, that's how I look at, you know what I'm saying, some of y'all, man, on these videos, man, making videos talking about prison and why prisoners, you know, are so jacked, or why prisoners are so freaking filled with testosterone. Man, you gotta understand something, man. When you when you get into a hostile environment like where I was for 15 calendar years, you know what I'm saying? It's two things that's gonna come out of you: the beast or the bitch. You know what I mean? Not all inmates in the penitentiary for one are jacked, homie. Straight up and down. Okay? Um, when we hear of dudes being jacked, the first thing that come to mind is size. Size don't mean shit in the penitentiary, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you do have size, is what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen little guys knock big guys out, make them shit on themselves. I've seen little guys on the real um, make a guy, you know what I'm saying, go to the commissary and purchase $50 worth of commissary, and the only thing that guy gets for from purchasing the commissary is a nutso or a bomb stick or an ice cream. That's it, just to protect him from harm. And who mainly were the guys in TDC? And I'm not trying to make this into a racist deal. A lot of the guys that you see up on the internet, mainly the white guys with the tattoos and shit, you know, the hardcore, you know, I'm tough or whatever. As soon as when they walk through that door, and really anybody, but mainly the white guys, they would get checked. They would get checked by the Aryan Brotherhood, or they would get checked by another white supremacist group or whatever. And then if they basically didn't um, abhor or respect certain rules or whatever, they would have to basically fight. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen, you know what I'm saying, some white guys, you know, who threw people off 160, 180 pounds, fight, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, you know, straight up and down. Some of these guys were, you know, former MMA. Some of these guys were wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys were brawlers. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys were, you know, from in the military. You know what I mean? But a response to a lot of you, you know, mainly tale of physique. You made a video talking about guys. You know, this is my second response, talking about guys um, in prison got to protect their butthole. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something, man. If you was to come through where I was at, you'd get tried. Everybody that comes through the door, it don't matter your size, how big you are, whatever, you get tried. You know what I mean? You know, they gonna come to you. They're gonna be coming to you like, um, where you from or such and such. You know, they'll try you all kind of ways, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, some guys, for one, I've seen what the muscles literally were straight up flaming faggots. I got more respect for an individual that got Kool-Aid on his face, you know what I mean? Because he's open with it. But a guy with muscles, he's not going to tell the world who he really is. I know guys right now who are faggots, muscles, cut up, Bruce Lee and everything, who out here right now with their girls. These women don't even know who they really were or who they really are. You know what I mean? But don't always assume because a guy got size, he's 100% man or he's 100% animal. That's not always the case in prison, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you see a guy shadow boxing and all that, you see a guy doing taekwondo, you know, who be trying to sell something. In there, it's not about what you know. only. It's what you do with it in battle. You know what I'm saying? You may have a big chest. You may have nice arms. It's what you do with it in battle. You know what I'm saying? I know why I worked out. I'd get up every morning on an empty stomach, train 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when everybody, for one, was asleep. And I'd do various Tyson squats. If I used to stay in a dormitory where the trustees will have more opportunity to move around. So I'd go downstairs and do 500 pull-ups. Why did I do so many pull-ups? To build up my grip strength. And then I did a lot of out wide pull-ups, not only to look good, because in prison, see, that's another thing too. A lot of people, they think that a lot of inmates in prison work out to look good. In there, we didn't even have time for that. It was more about preparing for war. You had guys, I know one dude that did a jump rope. He didn't lift weights at all. All he did was jump rope. He was cut up and everything. But when he arm wrestled you, though, big guys, it was like he was about to break their wrists. And he developed most of his cardiovascular exercise and his wrist strength from doing jump rope. He'd stand there in place. I see some of you guys on the internet, on social media doing jump rope. I ain't seen not one of y'all do what he did. He'd sit there right in front of the TV, watch TV, doing jump rope for 2 to 3 hours straight, unbroken. That's his thing. That was his thing. And in private, the reason why he did it is because he was an ex-boxer. He didn't let a lot of people know. Because, see, when guys see you in the penitentiary shadow boxing and doing all of that, and they see you got a little size on you, they want to try you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, all that shit, man, about, well, I got to train, man, because I don't want nobody to take my booty. You know what I'm saying? You're making comedy and all that. Let me tell you something, bro. Like I said, if you walk through that door, you better make sure, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter. You can sit there and I see your little videos where you're hanging on the rings and all of that. That's all cool. But we didn't have all of that. Our pre-workout of choice was coffee. You know what I'm saying? And anger. There's old school dudes up in there, man, do thousands. We don't need weights. We did 1,000 push-ups a day, 500 pull-ups, 500 body squats. And when you see these dudes' bodies, particularly the ones that you really don't see that's in close custody, you know what I'm saying, who only come out for like 23 hours. They locked up 23 hours and they only get 1 hour of recreation on the rec yard. And what's on the rec yard? Guess what? A basketball goal and a pull-up bar. When he come up out of his shirt, he's ripped. Because the thing about it is in there, we do time. At least I, for an example, am a product of doing time. Most of you motherfuckers on the road that talk that shit about dudes being in prison, you got that from reading a fucking book. You didn't really get no hands-on experience. I know how to boost testosterone up. I know what happens when your body, for one, you know what I'm saying, is in danger. 2 things that's going to happen. Not your body, but when you feel like you're in danger, it's 2 things that's going to happen. Fight or flight. You know what I mean? Straight up and down. Mike Tyson, when he fought, a lot of people didn't realize Mike Tyson, for one, used fear. He fought and hit with bad intentions. You know what I'm saying? Your adrenaline, for one, goes up, man, when you're in a hostile environment. It's not about your fucking size. Don't get it twisted, man. Do your research. You know what I'm saying? Before you open up your mouth and make statements talking about dudes working out for size, to protect their ass, put yourself in the fire, man, and feel the burn before you open your mouth. Straight up and down, yo. And that's for real, man. And that, not only him, Teo physique, but a lot of you pretty boys. Because a lot of you pretty boys that got chisel labs and everything, and y'all swole and big, and because you look like this, that don't mean shit. As soon as you come through that fucking door, there's going to be somebody that's going to try you. And the one that's going to try you on the real is the one that you least expect. It ain't that big motherfucker over there. It's the one on the real, the quiet one. That's who you got to worry about. You know what I'm saying? In there, it's a different world. Out here, people be trying to sell something, and people buy it. Oh, he's big. Oh, he's swole. He has big arms, so I'm not gonna fuck with him. You know, me, I look at where your heart is, man. You know what I'm saying? And I pay attention to how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because real recognize real, man. For real. And a lot of you synthetic ass motherfuckers on the real, no disrespect to a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, before you make a statement or make a video talking about prison life, man, you know, I'm not talking about, yo, and this applies to some of y'all that did your little 2-3 years. You ain't do no time. You ain't do no time at all, man. You think you did time, but you ain't do no time. You know what I'm saying? For real. Surrounded by triple razor wire, quadruple razor wire, no more maximum security ass units and shit. You ain't really did no time. You think you did. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't really done no time. You don't know what it's like on the road to get into a fight, man, on the road. You know what I'm saying? When you get into a fight and shit, after you fight, your knuckles are all bashed up or cut up and everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's for real. You know what I mean? So, yo, man, like I said, man, yeah, just making a response video to a lot of you individuals, you know what I'm saying, that have no understanding at all of what prison life is like. Straight up and down. All right? Later.